Hello all, D-Swank here, and I'm taking a real quick time to spotlight the Sisyphus, the big ship that's been in the background all week. Now, originally the Sisyphus was going to be a ship that was being used for a scripted series. It was going to be the home ship, it was going to be the hero ship, however you want to call it. We would have found it, and the idea behind the ship is that it was a cargo transport, a long haul cargo transport. So, and it had a lot of mods on it. It was originally built before we had letters. In fact, in the middle of constructing the ship is when the DLC that gave us letters came out. So, it had a lot of mods on it at when it originally built, and this version is all it's modless. It uses DLC blocks, and that's it. And I'll try and remember to mention what DLC was there. We'll start with the outside. Of course, there was another mod that gave us letters, and the cargo containers and the hydrogen containers. They were using a mod. I believe the author is Inferetti. He made the Code Cat series of mods. Those were the cargo containers. I'm not sure who the author was, but we had shutter windows, and I believe that mod still works. But the idea of the ship was that when ordered, you get the ship, and each of these segments here, which I'll go in, could be customized. You could get whatever you wanted. And it's got crap tons of gyros for all the cargo that it'd hold. And it was all hydrogen powered. No other thruster source because it needed fuel. And you'd pretty much just get up to speed and burn to where you needed to go. It's a fairly large ship. It's not very well defended. It's got some Gatling guns on it, basically point defense. I don't know if I even have Gatling guns in the front. What I do have is this antenna, which I believe there was. Oh God, what was his name? Darkstar? No, Darkstar's the one doing the shields and things. He was a very prolific modder at the beginning of Space Engineers, and he's kind of disappeared. He handed his mods off to other people, but he had a turreted dish, satellite dish, and I basically built as close as I can get to that here with a turret controller inside the ship, so this can turn around and look around and things like that. It also had, and I believe the mod was like SEES. It was basically just a collection of display mod or decoration mods, and it was pretty good. And they had these tower antennas, and it had tower antennas on the back of the ship, the spine of the ship, and sticking out here because thought was relay ship or long range ships, they would be great to use as relay points. If they're already moving between locations, they can pick up signals and rebroadcast them to give them more strength. I did have Shestools. I don't remember how to say his name, but he did turreted spotlights before anybody else, and they worked. Now, inside, we have an airlock. We've got suit gear up, we've got lockers, and that's for all 6 of the arm braces. Have this. We go in. I should be able to turn my light off. And here's the main hallway. It's pretty much empty. You've got kind of construction down there. You've got support, like steel beam support, making it look like an industrial look. Originally, we had Hammerman's walls in here for here. Pretty much this entire area was built with Hammerman's. And Shastul has taken that over and kept it functioning until he quit modding as well. Now we're going to go up front, down to the bridge. And the bridge was originally going to be very cinematic. I can't recreate a lot of the stuff that the bridge had. It had auto mech duels, laser turret, like single laser turret that was naked, hanging down here to function as the ship's AI, that it could talk to people through that. We had Codecat, no, not Codecat, Colt. There we go. Colt's bridge consoles in here. The command seat was Sage's. It was a seat that didn't attach on the bottom. It attached on the back, and you could control ships through it. And we had Shadstul's catwalks, which gave a really cool lighting effect, which isn't quite there now, but it's close. Also, there was a ceiling fan element in there that I've tried to recreate, and I think it works reasonably well. Back here was kind of a control room. It had this, and it had the shield table and stuff like that in it, but being vanilla, I reworked it to being an armory locker space for the bridge. Now if we go up, this also had to be reworked some, and I figure bridge, you're important, you need access to restroom. You've got some storage stuff on either side. And then we go up here, and it's the programming bay. This controls that turret that I created, and just extra programming blocks. I do recommend putting in, I believe it's whips that has airlock controls and stuff like that. Might have to do some renaming on the airlocks. And over here, this was intended for how you got in and out of the command seat. Now back here, I do like always having 2 entrances and exits for the bridge. Now, I'm going to be bouncing back and forth from side to side. These were the modules that each one could be customized. This is your crew quarters. Again, these had shutters that came down. We have showers. We have restroom. Over here, medical bay and cryo labs. Down here we have the entry to the industrial section, which I'm not quite happy with, but it's the best I can do with the blocks I am given. We've got a refinery here. Look out up here. This I do like this view. I didn't go down the stairs. Come on, let's go. And we've got an assembler here. And this could be used for like a desk or controlled station. Let's see, we had the science lab. The science lab was mostly where the AI core was, and any, like, well, anything that would need research sort of stuff. It wasn't really a high-end science lab. It was just more, hey, we found something, let's look into it. Mess hall, again, there's a lot of mods missing. There was a cafeteria mod that I used. I think it was XPAR, but I'm not sure. I know I used XPAR for the restrooms at the time. And it had refrigerators through here, cooking stations. Same on this side. It was basically the crew mess, and we had more seating in here, but I can't squeeze it all in, and a vending machine. And back over here was the rec room, but unfortunately it's Space Engineers, and there's not much that you can put in the rec room in Space Engineers, unfortunately, because I had like exercise equipment. There were 2 arcade there. There was a pool table over there. Some seats in, and pretty much I have plants and I have sofas for a rec room now, and it's just not as good, unfortunately. So I'm just going to leave that one open for people to have whatever they want there. And then we had the owner's quarters and the captain's quarters, which are pretty much just mirrors of each other. We've got bed, desk, seating, storage, private restroom. And, I mean, like I said, it's pretty much just mirrored the same over here. Now we keep going back. This is another entry exit. Come back here. You can see the jump drives through here. I used a different passageway that was modded at the time that gave me both lights and windows. And then back here, there was decoration mod that was pretty much these shelves, pipes. These were actually cylindrical batteries, but I was able to recreate this pretty close to how I had it with vanilla stuff. And then this was actually an elevator. I'm sure you've seen the VC something elevator, and that's what I used to get up and down. But again, I'm trying to do this without mods. I could probably put in like a little command seat right here, but I'm just going to leave it as is, because ideally you wouldn't be back here. If you're back in this area, something bad has happened. But this you pretty much only would come back to this part of the ship in dock to check on things. It's like, honestly, how often do you open up the hood of your car or the bonnet, whatever you want to call it? And this is the equivalent of that. I did previously, it was just stock reactors, and I liked this setup. We had pillars of batteries here. I think they were capacitors, actually. I changed out for warfare batteries here. Left these. We had the shell stools. crates up there, catwalks with lights above them shining down. I also had a ceiling fan up there for another effect similar that was up on the bridge, but I couldn't squeeze that one in here and make it look good. So this is what we got. And that is the remnants of a script that got deleted from the world, and I don't remember what the script was. I'm going to be re-uploading this one because I'm taking the other one down and re-uploading it because this one, the upload that I put in didn't have the upgraded wings or arms on the wings. But yeah, this is the Sisyphus. Like I said, it was going to be a scripted thing, long haul freighter. You can do with as you like. I hope people will have fun with her. And who knows, I may revamp that and bring the Sisyphus back. But it seems silly for me to sit on it for that long. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time. Until then, bye-bye.